Hi all, and welcome to this week's racing-based preview of racing on Saturday, July 16. Got some great racing around the country at Caulfield, Eagle Farm and Rose Hill. So as usual, I've got Rick Chapman on the other line to help us find some winners. Rick, how are you this morning, mate?
Cold, it's pretty chilly here, but otherwise in good spirits.
Okay, well, let's see if we can carry those good spirits over to Saturday's racing and find some winners for the viewers. Let's kick off with the Winter Stakes at Rose Hill. How do you see that one playing out, Rick?
Appropriately named race. It's a tough race because it's very even. The weight scale make it interesting because 9th Legion's the best horse. However, with 60 kilos compared to some of these with 54, and I love 9th Legion, but I just don't know whether he can come from the outside there, find a spot, and then beat these. So I'm going to be on Better Not Blue. I think it's ready to show its best form. Down in weights, rock hard fit, terrific run last start after covering some ground. So I'm going to be on Better Not Blue to swamp them from Snipper's Land. And, of course, 9th Legion will be very brave and battle on for a good third.
Yeah, I noticed Abdullah's jumped off of Kim Moore's horse, Oxford Poet, to go on Snipper's Land, who hasn't placed at Rose Hill in 6 starts. So I don't know if he's pulled the right rein there, but I don't think he has. I'm going to go with Oxford Poet. I thought the last run was huge. He was stepping up from 2 1100-metre races, first and second up, went to that 1350 and just ran out of steam in the concluding stages. He peaks 4th up every campaign, so surely he'll do the same on Saturday. I think with that good hit out last start, Oxford Poet gets an uncontested lead and just leads all the way.
Well, you might be right there. I think Snipper's Land will probably go forward and make it interesting. But yeah, you can't argue with those stats. And on the limit weight there, Timmy Clark's riding well. But I just love the way Better Not Blue stretched out last start. And if there is a good deal of pace on, he'll just rocket it home.
Yeah, it was a cracking run. He charged home and nearly got there. And when you watch that run, he seemed to be battling a bit in the straight, Rick, and he really hit top gear in that last 50. So you'd expect that the extra 50 metres on Saturday would suit him too.
Yeah, it will, and I think a smallish field is going to help too. You know, you've got 4 or 5 horses charging home at the same time. Some horses tend to be a bit, off put by that, but this time there'll be a clear leader and there'll be a couple who'll be running on rather than about 7 or 8. So anyway, good race, tough race, but a good race.
All right, Better Not Blue for you and Oxford Poet for me. Let's skip over to Caulfield. The feature there is the Group 3 Sir John Monash Stakes. Have you got one there for us?
Yeah, I think there's a lot more clear cut. There's people who know my way of handicapping. I like class, and Fast and Rocking is by far the classiest horse in the race. At level weights, I think he just sits back off the pace. Dwayne Dunn needs his victory well, he's in that battle with Craig Williams to win the jockey's title. All those things considered, particularly the class factor, a winter Group 3 race when he's a legitimate Group 1 horse, I think he wins and wins easily.
Yeah, well, you said class horse. I think I'm sticking with class 2, and there's another class horse in the race. I've already put my tips up for this one, and it's caused a bit of chaos because a lot of people hate Lord of the Sky, and I'm tipping him on Saturday. I think he's going to bounce back to his best, switch his best. He's seen a second to Chautauqua in the TJ Smith Stakes. He's finished second to Flambeau in the Group 1 Darley as well, Goodwood at Morphettville. So his best is right up there, and 2 years ago he won this race by nearly 5 lengths. So if Robbie Lang sorted out his injury concerns, which he says he has, he's got back to beach and grass work this campaign instead of training him on the treadmill like he did for his last couple, which just didn't work. If we see the real Lord of the Sky turn up, he'll brain them.
Well, he did Barrier Trial really well the other day, so that might be an indicator. But yeah, he hasn't won for 15 starts or something. But anyway, good race. I love it.
Since he won this race in 2014, that was his last win.
No, is that right? Okay. Yeah, Fast and Rocking's got form around Shortakra as well, so and he's retained his form, whereas Lord of the Sky, we've got a big question mark whether he's back. There's a lot of speed in this race, which will suit the back markers. Yeah, Fast and Rocking, can't wait. I can't wait for the race, actually. I'm going to have a big bet.
Yeah, well, I've got two of my trial back looking to go head-to-head here as well, Rick, and I'm going to get on both of them for the place. Atmospherical for Robert Smurden, and also Thermal Current for Darren Weir. Thermal Current especially, he flew in his trial. He'd won prior to that as well, and at a good odds, he's $13 to win, nearly $4 for the place. So I'll have something on the place on both of those.
Good on you. No, nothing wrong with place bets. Nothing at all wrong with place.
Especially when they're around that sort of $3 to $4 mark. It's as good as a decent winner, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly right.
Okay, well, let's head up to Queensland for the Queensland Cup then, and see if we can find the winner of the staying feature.
Well, first of all, in Queensland, there's a really good 2-year-old filly up there, and she's taking on a really emerging star, New South Wales 2-year-old called Guard of Honour. And I think Guard of Honour will get out to about 240, 250, and if that's the case, and he could get us a good start for the day, because he's a very good horse, this Guard of Honour, a very good 2-year-old. And I think he goes up there for an easy kill. That leads us into race 4, the Queensland Cup, which is quite possibly the worst listed race in the history of mankind.
It appears that way.
I think you and I in relay, with possibly Trent in there as well, we could probably win this race, but it's horrible. I've looked at it, and there's 10 runners, and 9 of them can't win. So I've settled for Jiaguan, the John Thompson trained mare from Sydney, only because she's tough and she'll just keep grinding away. I don't necessarily think she's come back in great form, but she just keeps plodding, like Opinion a few weeks ago in a 2-mile race. He just looked above them as a spurious stayer, and so I'm going on that basis. But I doubt whether I'll have a bet, to be quite frank, but I'm tipping Jaguar to win from Instrumentalist and Murphy's Delight in a race that I will watch because it's a listed race, but I may not bet in.
Yeah, well, Murphy's Delight ran second to the one you just mentioned, Opinion, in that Stayers Cup. So he's come up favourite, and probably deservedly so. But I'm with an old horse here who didn't look too good last start, but he can improve here. Pop and Scotch, he's run second in this race the last 2 years in a row. So at least we know that he this time of year he's going to perform. He's been narrowly beaten carrying 58 last year, and he gets around to 54 this time. He's just had a recent stint with Darren Weir down in Melbourne. Didn't have a lot of luck. He was in the Andrew Ramsden and sat 3-4 wide the whole way, facing the breeze, and finished nearly 20 lengths off of him. So I'd forget that one. He came back to Liam Birchley. He had a bit of a warm-up run. He's had a bit of a freshen up since, and so I think it was 9 weeks in between runs. So I think he'll strip much fitter and can run a big race at big odds. So $13 for Pop and Scotch. I'll be on him to go one better this year.
The race before it is the open sprint race, and I think there's a good thing in that called Saluda. I think he just wins and wins for fun. So that'd probably get my money, and then if it's fallen out of my pockets, I'll have a little bit on Jaguar. I can't come at Pop and Scotch. He hasn't beaten. He's finished back with the tail enders his last 12 starts. So I know this is easier, but anyway, Saluda in the race before might give us a good whippy as well.
Yeah, it is as I said before, Rick, it's not a quality field. And like I said, running second in it twice in a row, that's good enough for mine. So no great confidence, but I'll have a small bet each way.
Good on you. Well, good luck.
All right, and before we finish up, there's one in Adelaide going around. So they're racing at Gawler, the Northern Suburbs track this Saturday, giving Morphettville a bit of a break. There's a trialer going around called Life's Reward. Now, this thing was super impressive in the trials up at Murray Bridge. Won by 8, did it so easily, and looked really professional doing it as well. So a 2-year-old to have, to be able to jump and lead and then come back and settle and then quicken when it was asked to under basically no pressure. The bookmakers have put up $8 for this thing, and I think that's double what she should be paying. He should be paying. So race 4 at Gawler, get on line for reward.
Yeah, well, good luck there. Always, I'm a big trial fan when they trial well. Incidentally, just out of interest for breeding buffs, Guard of Honour in the 2-year-old race that I mentioned is a good thing. In that race is Buffering's little brother downloading, so that'll be an interesting clash. And of course, we saw, I believe, yesterday or on Wednesday in the Grafton Guineas, Buffering's 3-quarter brother reneged one. So we've got a bit of a buffering theme going. I just hope it doesn't continue on Saturday.
Well, maybe the Quinella for those two, Rick.
Yeah, maybe so.
All right. Anything else that catches your eye, Rick, and stands out across the country?
No, I'm still reveling in New South Wales win the other night in the State of Origin, and of course my beloved Sharks are going for a record 14th in a row this weekend. So it's a big weekend of sport coming up. And of course my horse is racing next Monday at Dubbo. So yeah, fingers crossed all across the spectrum.
Yeah, that was pretty nice of the refs to give that one to the New South Wales team last night. And yeah, those penalties early definitely made a difference.
Thought you were an Aussie rules man.
Yeah, I am, but I never missed a State of Origin. And geez, what were we, 9-1 in penalties early in that game? Crazy.
Yeah, 5 of them occurred in a 3-minute period when they were lying all over them. So I think the penalty count was a bit skewed because of that. But anyway, the result is in the bag, and I collected, and I'm a very happy man.
Yeah, that's right. Result is in the bag. Queensland took out the series.
Very good. Have a nice weekend.
All right. Same to you. Good luck, everyone, and hope you have a successful day on the punt.
Yeah, always good. A couple of those lately, so I hope it continues.